What's up everybody, Solar J here. This is my home studio music production setup and it took me more than 10 years to devise, but I'm finally really happy about it. If you're curious to know how it works and how I use it, keep watching. This is what we're gonna do today. The first step is the most difficult one, and it is to acquire your favorite gear. I have a bunch of analog synths, and today we're gonna use the analog rhythm from Electron, Sequential Circuit Prophet 6, Moog Subsequent 37, Moog Grandmother, and then I have a MIDI keyboard which is hooked up to the Prophet, and an APC 40 from Akai that I use to control Ableton from this location without being sitting on the computer. I'll show you more about that later. And how are all these synths connected? Since I don't use this setup for live performances that much, they're not interconnected via MIDI, but they all go through a USB hub down there so that they can be recognized in Ableton. This USB hub is from Thomann, it has 10 ports, is great, and I connected all the MIDI USB output of each of these synths and controllers to this USB hub. Then of course the audio output of each synth is routed into my audio interface. I have an Apollo Twin that is extended via optical connection via a Focusrite Scarlett. So in total I have 10 inputs and I connect each of the output of this synth to one input in the audio card in order of course to be able to record them. Okay, now with the first step out of the way, let's go in Ableton and see how I hooked up everything in there. Okay, the second step is about Ableton and is much easier than the first one because you don't need a lot of money to buy all the synths. And this is my template, and a template is fundamental for productive music production because it allows you to just jump in the zone, everything is already connected and you're ready to go. As you can see here, I have a bunch of MIDI tracks, each one for each of my synths that I showed you earlier, and each of these tracks is equipped with an external instrument which is already routed, for instance in this case to the Prophet with the right MIDI channel, and is already set up so that it gets audio from the correct input on my audio card. For controlling these synths from the computer, which is useful, I use a Mini Freak as MIDI keyboard. I also used it as a synth, but since it's always connected, I can route it here to anything I need and test out stuff or input some MIDI notes on the go like this. And if I want to record any of this synth, I already have prepared here in the template one audio track per synth. So for instance, if I want to record the MIDI notes we just inputted, I just press record here and we got the sound right in the DAW. Then I have some groups for my low end, my drums, my cymbals, my synth. These are my return tracks, and I also have a master DJ effect here, which has the usual stuff. I made this rack. It's a filter, flanger, gate, delay, reverb, and so on. And these can be controlled with the APC 40 that I mentioned earlier, and that I'm gonna show you in detail in the next step. So template for organization, clarity of mind. You don't need to think about anything. You open it and everything is ready to go and you're ready to make music. Speaking of music, let's move on to the third step, which is about making music. Let's go. Okay, for the third and final step of this video, we're finally gonna have some fun and make some music. The first thing I wanna show you is the usage of the APC40. As I told you before, I use it to control Ableton. And not only I can mute, solo, or record a clip in these highlighted tracks that you see with the red rectangle, which corresponds to each MIDI track of this synth, but I can also start and stop the transport and the recording, so that whenever I wanna record something that I'm doing with the setup, I can just press record there and it's gonna record all the audio tracks corresponding to each of these synths. You're gonna see that in a minute. And by the way, pro tip, recording audio, committing to audio is the way I manage to finish tracks. I stopped working with MIDI so that I can VSTs, so that I can, go back and change parameters all the time and never converge, always change things. Once I record audio, it's because I like it and I commit to it. I work with that material. If at a certain point I don't like it anymore, I just start from scratch. And for me, it's not a problem because I really love and have fun working with this thing. So whenever I don't like something I'm working on, I trash it and I start from scratch. So if you want to finish tracks, commit to audio. That said, let's start making some music and let's start with a beat. The moment I press play on the APC, the beat that I programmed here on the analog rhythm will start playing and we can start from there. And now here I have a bass patch that I already programmed, and by the way I have a video about it. If you want to know how to design this patch, check out this video somewhere here, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The cool thing of this hybrid analog and Ableton setup is that I can modify any parameter of this synth live. If I'm in record mode, not only can I record audio, but I can also record MIDI and automation. Okay, so now let's add some chords. I have here the Prophet hook up for that, and I'm gonna record a clip with the ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4. There, it's looping, and I can start on things on top of it. Let's try with a lead. By the way, using the master effects, I can also, try to practice some transition like this, some delay, filter. Everything is nicely synced, so I can put an ARP if I want. And let's say I like this one, I can just press record over there. Once I press record, everything is gonna be recorded in audio and Ableton. So this is my setup and how I use it. I hope you liked this video, that brought you some inspiration or some ideas for your next purchase, or how to set up your perfect production setup. It took me more than 10 years to arrive to this final configuration, and I'm happy about, after going through selling synths, researching, asking friends, and watching YouTube videos of how people devise their setup for producing in a home studio. So if you like this video, please don't be a stranger. Check out my Spotify profile. I'm gonna release one track every month from now on. I already have some over there. Check out my Instagram and my Patreon if you feel like buying me a coffee. And last but not least, like and subscribe as usual. Happy production and see you next time.